Let us recite from the Dzogchen Sendhi teachings of Garab Dorje to help us meditate like a Jedi. So, quick like a bunny, I'm going to tap button 7 and perform my last teeny weeny little edit by adding an accent and a highlight. Cool. So before I subject you to my chanting, which I'm told is a war crime, let's begin with simply conversational recitation. The true nature of infinite diversity is non-dual. For the wisdom of each phenomena is free of the need for conceptual elaboration. The so-called state of just as it is inexpressible. For all manifested forms are ultimately self-perfected. As everything is already accomplished by giving up the affliction of striving, one finds oneself naturally abiding in the effortless state. So quick like a bunny, I'm going to copy and paste, because I'm mysterious that way. Let's see if that works okay. It does work okay. And now that we've, by the way, the moment you have a question about any of this business, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. Let's see here. Control G, 10, mode the bandy. So I think it could be fun now to chant this. The true nature of infinite diversity is non-dual. For the wisdom of each phenomena is free of the need for conceptual elaboration. The so-called state of just as it is inexpressible. For all manifested forms are ultimately self-perfected. As everything is already accomplished by giving up the affliction of striving, one finds oneself naturally abiding in the effortless state. Well, that was lovely. I really love this root text of Dzogchen. Whoopsie doodle. Let's see here. Whoops. Coordination, don't fail me now. Having completed our opening recitation, I think it can be splendid to shift gears. It is Obi-Wan Kenobi Wednesday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. Whoopsie, let's see if I can fix this real quick. Un momento, let's see. Nope. That's it. Okay. This is the Dzogchen Sende Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus to spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I can become your personal, nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to meditate like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. For the remainder of this live stream, let us simply sit and breathe and watch and rest. So, as was inferred by the opening text, We are already wired by evolution to effortlessly practice mindfulness and meditation. We're already wired during each inhalation, every time we feel our chest swell with breath. We're already wired to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly watch mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination, regardless of whether that which we notice is external or internal, physical or mental, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque. What do we do with that which we notice? Simple. We let our body exhale. And when we do, and consequently we feel our chest sort of sink in, we can silently and mentally recite the verb rest, thus causing that which we noticed during our previous inhalation to fleetingly feel less stressful, less permanent, less defining, less tangible. And then, just as we go through life breathing more than once, we, like a grandfather clock whose pendulum is always swinging perpetually, we're always breathing in, we're always breathing out, we're always watching, we're always resting. And so there is nothing really to accomplish. The reason the Buddha taught that it's possible to master his path in as little as a week is because simply by cooperating with our autonomic nervous system, effortlessly noticing, effortlessly resting, we automatically practice the remaining 6 folds of the Buddha's 8-fold path. For enlightenment is nothing other than getting so good at the 8-fold path that we practice it spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. As we children, we found using the toilet as opposed to our diapers, brushing our teeth, tying our shoes, and riding a bike impossibilities. And yet, within a short amount of time, we got so good at those things that we could practice them spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. The Buddha equated the 8-fold path to potty training. Let's meditate. Oh yes, you might find it helpful to rest the great knuckle at the base of your right middle finger, oopsie, upon the tip of your left index finger, palms up in your lap. Conventionally, our circumstances are less than perfect. You know, what with capitalism and fascism and jingoism and sexism and racism and homophobia and the like. But ultimately, there's nothing to push or pull or fight for or reach. So they can be, as we breathe in, we watch the conventional. As we exhale, we rest in the ultimate. Consequently, our choices and utterances and deeds begin flowing not from calculated contrivance, not from wild scatteredness, but from a centered spontaneity. Rooted in the ultimate, we can heal the conventional. In the 70s, the Eagles sang a song who with the line, whose line I forgot right now. But I once knew someone who confided that they are restless and without peace until they make everything just so. We all can be that way. But to notice the imperfections of our circumstance and then make peace with them can make life considerably more livable. In the Heart Sutra, we read, not fearing. Well, we try to repress our fear, that's not going to end well. So here's how it works. As we relax, as we rest in our exhalation, whatever fear we noticed during we watched during our previous inhalation could feel less stressful, less permanent, and less defining. The message of the Heart Sutra is to stop fleeing samsara, stop chasing nirvana, and take refuge in the simple practice of watching and resting. There are some scholars who feel that the Heart Sutra is a pithy deconstruction of the pseudo-intellectual, what's it called? Oh, I forgot the word. The three baskets of the Tipitaka. The Sutra, the Pratimoksha, and forgot the Pali word for it. But basically means super dharma. And all it is just basically the Heart Sutra is a pithy deconstruction, a mockery, if you will, of the pseudo-intellectual metaphysical minutia that religiosity often goes off the road and over. Many people know they are mortal, know that they will die, and are scared of taking an auspicious or an inauspicious rebirth. But the Buddha made it simple. He taught that the byproduct of practicing kindness is an auspicious rebirth. The highest love is the spontaneous and uncontrived byproduct of our watching and resting. So really, mindfulness and meditation is one-stop shopping. So, if you're scared of going to hell, simple. As we rest in harmony with our exhalation, whatever fear of hell we watched during our previous inhalation could feel fleetingly less stressful, less permanent, less defining, and less tangible. Some people have been taught to obsess over labeling. Right now, am I experiencing my body? Am I experiencing sensations? Am I experiencing appraisals of those sensations? Am I experiencing an impulse based on those appraisals? What's my awareness? And the author of the Heart Sutra says, "Hey, man, all those things, as we rest in harmony with our exhalation, whatever obsessive minutia, whatever labeling we watched during our previous inhalation, can feel as non-graspable as the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although could look tantalizing to the eye, feels non-graspable to the hand." As non-graspable as a vast empty void. One of the messages of the text we chanted or listened to during the opening bit of this evening's class is as follows. The gradual path is a brick wall, a dead end, masquerading as the only true path, masquerading as a shortcut. Whereas the short path, the sudden path, is as easy as watching and resting. Remembering that enlightenment is not the absence of pain. It's not the presence of bliss. It's just getting really, really good at watching and resting and loving and going with the flow. Abhidharma, that's the word I was looking for. Abhidharma, which just means super teachings. There's nothing pretentious about naming your text super teachings, is there? Welcome to this evening's live stream. The key to mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite the verb watch every time we feel our chest swell with breath. The key to meditation is to silently and mentally recite the verb rest every time we feel our chest sink as we exhale. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist meditation or philosophy, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window, for I tend to check for questions about once every 5 minutes or so. Additionally, if you, like me, are prone to arthritis, feel free to gently adjust your legs every 15 minutes or so. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist or Taoist meditation or philosophy, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window, for I tend to check for questions about once every 5 minutes or so. Together let us chant the Heart of Wisdom Sutra. Vinumalavalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, while practicing the deep practice of Prajnaparamita, looked upon the five skandhas and seeing they were empty of self-existence, said, "Here Shariputra, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not separate from form, form is not separate from emptiness. Whatever is form is emptiness, whatever is emptiness is form." The same holds for feeling, appraisal, impulse, and awareness. Here Shariputra, all dharmas are defined by emptiness, not by birth or destruction, purity or defilement, completeness or deficiency. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no appraisal, no impulse, and no awareness. No eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, and no mind. No shape, no sound, no smell, no taste, no feeling, no thought. No element of perception from mind to conceptual consciousness. No causal link from ignorance to old age and death, or end of causal link from ignorance to old age and death. No stress, no source, no relief, no path. No knowledge, no attainment, and no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, without attainment, Bodhisattvas take refuge in Prajnaparamita and live without walls of the mind. Without walls of the mind, and thus without fears, we see through delusion and attain nirvana. All Buddhas, past, present, and future, also take refuge in Prajnaparamita and realize unexcelled perfect enlightenment. We should therefore know that great mantra of Prajnaparamita, the great knowledge mantra, the unexcelled mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, which heals all suffering and is true, not false. The mantra in Prajnaparamita is spoken thus: Gate gate para sam gate bodhi swaha. Gone, gone, completely gone, perfectly and completely gone to enlightenment. May it be so. May all beings master letting go, letting go, letting go of all that arises, completely letting go of all that arises. One moment, if you please. May all beings master resting, resting, resting in all that arises, completely resting in all that arises. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I've earned it, you can give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 11 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's morning textual recitation to help us meditate like a Jedi. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.